go by. Is that what you do? So do I.
Welcome to summertime. We are the Oakley First Ward Relief Society. My name is Emily Taylor. I'm the second counselor in the Relief Society, and I'm over family history. Kristin Pickett has asked me to conduct, and we hope that you are able to gather some prompts to help you with your personal history involving what do you guys do in the summertime. We're going to start with prompt number 1, Mary Kay, and she is going to talk about favorite summertime family activities.
When I thought about this, I thought of all the fun things that our family did, and it wasn't necessarily big vacations. They were just little outings that we would go on. So for family night, several times during the summer, we would go up to the canyon that was by our house, and we would either make tinfoil dinners or roast hot dogs on the fire, and then we'd always have s'mores. Sometimes we did it on our own as a family, or we'd invite other families, and we would play games up there and just run around, and we just had the best time. I loved that time of the summer when we did that. Another activity that we would do is our next door neighbors. I came from a family of all girls, and theirs was a family of all boys. They had one girl, but they had mostly boys, and we would get together for family night and play kickball on their lawn. Join the two families and we play kickball. So those were two memories that I love that we did all summer long. And we play kick the can. We would do foursquare in our yard, or we get the whole neighborhood and play ghost in the graveyard. Those were just some of our fun activities that we did, either with a family or with neighbors, that just draws me back to my youth when I was a child, and the summer lasted forever.
Awesome, thank you. So we're gonna have Kristin with prompt number 2, talk about favorite family summer vacations.
Well, summer vacations for our family were just really exciting, and we didn't do really big trips when I was a kid, and you're probably all the same way. There wasn't a lot of things accessible, but those things that were close by. When I was in grade school in 5th grade, I lived in Boise, Idaho at the time, and my dad decided that he'd take us on this big trip, and we were so excited because we get to stay in a hotel. Usually it was in a tent. But he took us to the Ponderosa in Burley, Idaho. And it was just such a great treat. We were in this hotel with this big swimming pool and the golf course, and so much fun, just this really neat restaurant. We even got to eat in the restaurant one night, I remember, but one of the other nights we went to Grizzly Bear Pizza in the big town of Burley. And it was just so fun. We had a great time there, and it's fun looking back on that because now that I'm married, I live in Oakley, Idaho, and we drive by where the old Grizzly Bear Pizza used to be and where the Ponderosa used to be. We wish it was still here. But it was just such a fun and fond memory of just being together as a family, and just what a thrill it was to stay in a hotel. That was a big, big deal. Other vacations that we took were always to go see our grandparents. And so we'd drive from Boise or from Eugene and Oregon to Ogden, Utah, and would spend a week or so visiting my grandparents. Both of my sets of my grandparents lived in Ogden, and it was just so much fun because I had one grandparent that liked to take us to Bear Lake and different things, and then I had another grandparent who they lived right by a swimming pool, and the library was across the street, so we'd go swimming sometimes in the late afternoon, and when it got too hot, we'd go across the street, check out a book, and lay under the big trees and the hammocks and read books for that whole week. And it was just that was probably one of my favorite things in the whole world. My grandparents loved to read, and they instilled in me a love for reading. But those family vacation, that the relationships you build together and the excitement, it's just a wonderful thing to share together. And so those memories are so important to me.
Awesome, thank you. So we have Dannika Colson, and we're gonna have prompt number 3 with 4th of July activities.
There's lots of different things that people do to celebrate the 4th of July, but one of the things that we do every year, and it's been a standing tradition for 25 years now, is we all go down to Durkee's Lake in Twin Falls, and we have a big barbecue, and we swim, and we spend all day there. And there's cliffs that the kids can jump off of if they're brave enough, or like me, sit up on the top looking down at the water and getting sunburned. And then after the barbecue, we go and we watch the fireworks to celebrate our country. So that's always what we used to do.
That's awesome. And I will end our little personal history with prompt number 4 about family reunions. And the 3 things that come to my mind on family reunions is Lava Hot Springs, Stedman's, and family photos. We started out, my dad's side of the family was the only side that did family reunions. My mom's side was just too small. So he had a larger family, so we always did family reunions, and we started out in Lava Hot Springs. And our favorite things there were to float the river, to go to soak in the hot springs every night. And they had a little cafe, if you've ever been to Lava, that serves ice cream. It's one of those old-fashioned ice cream parlors, and so we would always go down and get ice cream and just have a really awesome time. My grandpa got to a point where he couldn't travel anymore, and so they lived here in Burley, and so they brought the family reunions to Burley. And I will admit, they got a little boring for the people that lived in Burley. But the one thing that we always did is we'd go out to Stedman's. Grandma always reserved that, and we'd have that the whole day and do the slides and all that activity. So that at least got some of us that lived in Burley outside. So, and then the third thing is we always took family photos. And so Grandma always got a photographer, and we took family photos. I have a couple here. Don't mind my crazy hair. So I was 16. And we always took family photos, and we have a bunch of them here, and just really fun memories. And so that
Is it one more thing?
Yeah.
I'm just going to jump up real quick, because if you realize none of us grew up in Oakley, which is kind of sad that we're not talking about the 24th of July Pioneer Days, because I never knew about Pioneer Days until we got here. Stay right here because you can end. But I was just thinking, all of you that grew up in Oakley have some fabulous memories that you need to write down about Pioneer Days, because that is one of the biggest celebrations in this area. And what a wonderful thing that we have to pay tribute to those pioneers that have settled here in this area and the Utah Valley and all throughout. And really, we just need to honor them and remember the things that we celebrated at those times too, where there were family reunions, there were grandparents, there's all these people that came to town to Oakley. So all of you have so much that you need to write, and we need to write down the experiences that we've had at Pioneer Days just within our short time that we've all lived here. Sorry, Emily.
Nope, you're good. So we hope that some of our little 4 prompts and the 24th celebration, we hope that gives you some inspiration to continue your personal history.
On the banks as the clouds go by.
Have a great summer. We love you.
Is that what you do?